Said at one point at Oregon that somebody should be able to watch your team for 5 minutes and know what it stands for. What would you say that this team stands for?
Right now, chaos. So
okay.
We're getting there. I would say chaos if you ask me that after 5 minutes.
Okay. What are you trying to get
I don't know.
to?
What do you guys? You watch 5 minutes. What do you think?
Well, it looked pretty similar to what the teams were at Oregon, which were play fast, go hard, and finish.
Yeah, but I mean, I think everybody wants to do that. Everybody wants to play fast and play hard and finish. So they just can't be words, though. They have to be actions. So that's what we're trying to take our words and put them into action. So good point, though.
Have you ID'd some guys to use in kind of those joker and taser roles that you liked at Oregon?
No, we don't even have those.
You don't have those?
No. So we're pretty straight. Wideouts are wideouts, running backs are running backs right now. Tight ends are tight ends.
Coach, when you say chaos, how is that kids just trying to acclimate themselves?
Yeah, and that's part of the process. I mean, for us to, if it was smooth on day one, then maybe we're not putting enough in, or we're not challenging them enough. So they're still trying to figure us out, and it's an entirely different deal because we have 38 or 40 new faces that weren't here for spring ball. So the group of guys we signed, we added 2 grad transfers, and then we have a good amount of walk-ons that are running around there. So a lot of the guys that are going through what we're going through right now and through 5 days weren't here for the spring. So it's the first time they're ever hearing what this individual drill is, or what this third drill and kickoff coverage is, because they were never there for any part of the spring. So with some of the older guys, you're building off of things that you started during spring practice. But right now, we've got so many new faces because we're such a young football team that it's still new for those guys. So we're trying to bring them along at a decent speed and not try to lose anybody in the mix. So.
And with that said, your expectations almost a weekend, kind of where you thought they would be?
We don't have any expectations. I've never been an expectation guy because I think if you want to be real happy in your life, then set really low expectations. So we're really happy because we don't have any expectations. My only expectation, to be honest with you, is that they play hard. So we can get great efforts, and that part's accomplished. So.
I think 5 days in now, how have the quarterbacks looked?
They're good. They're in the learning process. You know, again, we're still installing every day, so there's not a lot of, all right, let's go back to this, because we got to keep adding things and get ready because you're getting to play a game, and there's so many situational things you have to work on, whether it be 2-minute or 4-minute or red zone or overtime or critical third downs. There's so many things that you're trying to situationally teach them, along with teaching them your verbiage and how we do things, and make sure, you know, everybody's on the same page. So, but they've progressed. You know, they're better today than they were when they started. So we'll continue to see and develop how they develop and continue to monitor it. So.
Any separation in that group right now?
We haven't even talked about separation. So we're just trying to get them as many reps as they possibly can on tape so we can teach them off of it.
What were the kids saying after in the locker room setting with Mark Wahlberg after he spoke? Were they excited about him being
Yeah,
here?
they seemed genuinely excited. I mean, I wasn't down in the locker room with them afterwards. I think they went to lift and we went up to watch tape. So, but you can tell when there's certain guys who've, you know, one of the unique things about being here in Los Angeles is that you get an opportunity to meet a lot of really unique and amazing people. And, you know, I have friends that know Mark and have known him for a while back in New England, and you know, just his message about work ethic and what he's done and how his career has developed over time, and so many different things he's involved in. But when you talk to anybody about him, it's just what a great work ethic he has. So I think he shared that with our players, and our players understood that.
Chris Murray posted a photo on Twitter of him snapping a football at practice. Are you trying to work him at center? Or
We're trying to work 6 or 7 guys at center. So I mean, I think you can never have too many centers, and you can't get into a game and lose a center and say, oh God, this guy's never been there. So when we do center quarterback exchange, I think we have 6 or 7 or 8 guys over there. So you'll see Sweeney, you'll see Morco, you'll see Alves, you'll see Boss, you'll see Murray, you'll see John Gaines, you'll see a lot of different guys snapping the football. And, you know, we'll figure out who the best 5 are, but it's anytime you got position versatility. If you're an inside player for us, you have to snap the football because you never know if we're going to need them at some point in time. So they're all going to get opportunities in there to play center. So.
Is that kind of the main offensive line cross training, is just guards to centers as opposed to tackles and guards?
Everybody plays every position if they have to. I mean, that's just the nature of what we do. You don't have, especially us, we don't have a lot of returning depth, so we're still trying to plug and play. And again, we're 5 days into it, so from an evaluation standpoint, to say this guy is just this, I don't think we're anybody right now. We're going to make sure we always play with the 5 best guys. So.
How important is shuffling guys in and out and building playable depth to what you are trying to do here?
Well, I think anybody, you need depth, so it's whether you're shuffling it or organically letting it happen or making it happen. To play college football, there's a lot of games. You need to be able to be deeper than one deep, so that's what we're trying to figure out right now.
How hard is it for a true freshman to play offensive line? Is that the hardest?
It's hard.
Yeah.
I don't think it's I mean, you hear that all the time. Quarterback's pretty hard too. You know, there's some other positions that secondary could be pretty hard, making sure you make all the adjustments and get lined up the right way. And it's really where you get exposed. If you don't line up the right way in the secondary, you throw the ball over your head. You don't line up the right way in the offensive line or go the wrong way, then the quarterback's defensive end's going to have an uncontested path to the quarterback for a sack. So it's difficult. I think anybody that's a true freshman that's playing gets an opportunity to play is difficult just because it's all labor. So we'll see. I think we're gonna have to play just because of a depth standpoint. There's gonna have to be some freshmen that are in our 2 deep just because we broke spring that we didn't have some backups in some positions. So.
Is Colin Samuel hurt?
Yeah, he's day-to-day right now. He's got an ankle he's dealing with, but he's moving around a little bit better. He'll start to do some on-field work today. So.
The secondary is probably the deepest and most experienced group you have. And yesterday, Nate was talking about kind of playing man coverage a lot and kind of being left on an island. Does that make it easier to let your front guys be more aggressive if you have a?
No, that was just what we were doing in practice yesterday. So that's not like this is what our game plan is for the entire year. If you play corner here, you have to be a good man corner. You got to be a good zone corner. So depending on what the emphasis is that day, there may be a day where we're featuring a lot more man coverage than we are zone coverages. So, but obviously, overall, taking the grand scheme of it, if you can have a corner that you can shut down a receiver and not worry about covering that side of the field, then that's a positive for you.
You had said for this team to be really good, the defense has to be really good. What's it going to take to get there?
Well, defensive football is a lot of things. First off, it's making sure you're aligned right. A lot of things that happen pre-snap. If you're misaligned, that you don't give yourself a shot before the play is. So you got to have great knowledge in terms of what you're going to do. You have to be able to be great tacklers. I think that's if you can be a great team tackling team, I think that can negate a lot of big runs. A lot of times you're like, wow, we were there scheme-wise, but the guy missed the tackle. And then the run breaks for 30 because you missed a tackle with an unblocked guy at the point of attack. So, and it's not just one guy tackling. We have to have great pursuit, great effort, so we're a great team tackling team. So, if we can be a great tackling team on defense, I think you got a shot.
Chip, have you been in contact with Ryan Day at all since he was named interim coach at Ohio State?
Just a couple texts. I'm not in contact. I don't think any college coach is talking to anybody right now. We're all kind of in our own little cocoons trying to get our teams ready, but I've texted with him a few times.
What about his personality and approach suits him for this position he's sort of thrust into?
Well, he's always been a great leader in everything he's done, whether he was a quarterback when I got an opportunity to coach him when he was a player, and then having him on staff and watching him develop players when we were together in the NFL. So, I think he's a perfect candidate. So, but I don't know enough about the situation. And when I talk to Ryan, we're talking about our families. We're not talking about ourselves, to be honest with you.
I think Alloway's not been around. Is he still?
He's not here. He's not in school right now.
Is he still part of the team?
No, he's not in school right now.
Oh, okay.